Today is June 23rd, 2024, and just doing a quick video to update what's going on in the garden. Today I cleared out the last of the lettuce from these pots. What was left there bolted, but I did pretty well. I had some lettuce here and in a couple of the other beds, but it's gotten really hot. We're going through a hot spell right now. So I planted some more, so we'll see how that goes. And here's my magnolia tree, which is in a pot, but it's really thriving and produced some really nice flowers this year. In here we have some snap peas, which are doing really well. I'm going to pick a bunch of those today. They are ready to pick, which is exciting, so that's doing well. Got some Swiss chard here, getting some leaf miners in there. I'm trying to pick those leaves off as I can. And here I had some shelling peas. I had the first batch, didn't really do well. They were growing, but it's a long story. I had to replant them. So hopefully something will pick up here. So I planted some more here. It might just be too warm, I'm not sure, but we'll see. I stepped up the game this year with these fences, trying to keep the deer from grazing on everything. So you can see that I put those in here. And then for the ones with tomatoes, I added some chicken wire because the squirrels could still get in there. And they might be able to get in at the top, but I'm going to see how this goes as a deterrent. Back here, behind the lavender, is a mystery squash. We got some seeds from an Earth Day promotion at a museum in New York City that we were at. So we have no idea what these are. And we're just letting them grow. See what if they produce something. I'll be happy with that. In here we've got some beans, green beans, that are starting to produce these really pretty purple flowers on there. So hopefully we'll see some beans very soon. These are Emerite beans, and I've never grown these ones before, so looking forward to those. I've got the tall trellises because these are pole beans. And here we've got some more sunflowers and lavender and some foxglove back there. Some bee balm. I added a couple more of those. The bees, as you can see, love them. And so did this hummingbirds. I never saw hummingbirds in my garden until I got bee balm last year, so I got more of it. And here we've got 4 different kinds of tomatoes. We've got Super Sweet 100s, Sun Gold, and the Sun Gold, as you can see, starting to actually ripen. Those are always the ones that ripen first for me. We've got some Big Rainbow, and I forget what I have, Big Beef. And then we've got some bok choy just sort of planted throughout. And I put some basil seed in here as well. It's starting to come up. I'm getting some cabbage moth issues here with my Brussels sprouts. Trying to address it, trying to pick them off as I see them, spray them off, but they're kind of getting the better of those leaves, so we'll see how that goes. And you'll see that here I put the chicken wire. We'll see how well that goes. That was my project of earlier last week. And some more tomatoes and more Brussels sprouts. Some Black Krim, Mountain Fresh Plus, Carolina Gold, Jersey Boy, and Bush Champion. So some varieties I haven't grown before. And in here I've got some basil. I had lettuce in here before, but that's been done now. And here are a few different kinds of peppers. And about a week and a half ago, I trimmed them back and I pinched them off basically. And the purpose of doing that is to let the plants not just get tall and skinny, but to really branch out and yield a lot more. And it's amazing. So I did all of these about a week and a half ago. And then today I just did this one back here. So you can see what I did is I just trimmed it back. So it's only got a few leaves. It's just got about 2 layers. But what happens is it starts to branch out like this one did and this one. You can see that it's going to create a much fuller plant that will produce a lot more. So I'm really excited by that. It's a scary thing to do because you're basically chopping your lovely plant. But it works. It really works. So I highly recommend doing that. After you start getting like 2 or 3 tiers there, you can trim them back, and it's almost immediate. Really, it's within a week or two. It's great. So I have these over here. I have things that, like squirrels, that just keep crawling in there and dig in there, and they bury stuff. So I'm trying to keep them out of there until I can get some fuller basil in there. More bee balm, more sunflowers, dahlias, black-eyed Susan, some coneflower, yarrow, more sunflowers, some milkweed. So I've got a lot of pollinator-friendly things in here, which I'm really happy about, and pollinators seem pretty happy as well. Onions. I have been a complete failure when it comes to onions, and I was determined this year to give it a shot again. But I did a little more research, and I found, the type of onion that would be good here. I got a 3-pack variety of long day onions. I'm in the Northeast, so long day onions work well here. You have to really pay attention to that based on where you are, and because if your days aren't long enough, long day onions aren't going to be good for you. So that's just something important, and I got the starts from Dixondale Farms. They've got some great onions. So far so good. We're starting to get some bulbs in here, which is really, really exciting. And here is just a bed of stuff that's just grew left over from last year. Old carrots, mint, all kinds of stuff. I just let it go because, we can get some pollinators in here who like this. Butterflies kind of like this stuff, caterpillars. So I just left it there. And here's another mystery squash. Growing pretty well. Trellising nicely. More bee balm. This one's almost done. Got 3 different kinds of eggplant in here. These are doing well. Got lavender eggplant, fairy tale eggplant, and black beauties, and they're starting to flower. So it's really, they're looking really healthy, doing really well in here. And I got these cages, to keep the deer from grazing, and these work really well. These close up, so you can still open them up and get in there, do some weeding and things like that. And I got an extension on this one. You can see this one is taller than the peppers. I can make these taller as well, but for now they're fine the way they are. So I just left that as is. But this is probably the best my eggplants ever looked. Really starting to flower, so I'm hoping that they're going to produce. So we'll see how things go. Got to keep an eye on it. And this is a Meyer lemon tree. I finally broke down and got one this year, just a small one. You can see that it's got some new ones going there. I had a bunch that just did not pollinate. I tried pollinating with the toothbrush method to try to make sure we got some good pollination, but you can see, like this one, that's not a good lemon. So some success, some not so successful, but we'll see. It's the first time I've tried it. And I'm going to trim some of these back. But over here I've got my herbs. So it's an easy access for just walking out the kitchen. And I can just grab herbs. I like to keep them labeled because I've got neighbors too who like to come over, and I've got plenty of herbs to go around. So, but it's a really easy access kind of thing here. And I added some more chives in here, some seed. So we'll see how that goes, because the oregano and chive bin here, the oregano really took over. And there's another mystery squash. This one's smaller than the other plants, but it's that. And we got some sunflowers in here. I had some more in there, but tried to move them, and that did not go well. But I put some more seed in there. In June, you can still put some sunflowers in the ground to go in there. But so last thing over here are blueberries. Not a whole lot getting on here. I think I really need to trim this more diligently at the end of the season to make that a little bit better. But you can see there's some blueberries on there as well. We'll try that as well. So this year, biggest change for me is adding some of these fences and the cages to really try to protect it from the deer. We got deer coming through here all the time. We get groundhogs, we get squirrels, rabbits. So far those are working out really well, and you can assemble them and take them down really easily, and it's working out really nicely. So that's the update for the garden, and we'll give an update as things progress.